Okay, good day everyone. I am John and I am here to commentate on my run on Atelier the Alchemist of Salburg. The category is A Savior's Ending, played in very hard difficulty. So let's jump into the video as I commentate on this video. So, this particular category has one main objective similar to what I have submitted about the normal ending. Here, in this category, you need to defeat the boss, particularly the Magician Farron. And that Magician Farron is apparently striking chaos to the world, striking to the world Marie lives in, and knowingly, actually, to be honest, I would not think Marie knows actually that there is an evil or there is a chaos going on, but she just she just waltz in to the boss fight and tries to defeat it. That is essentially the plot of this category, A Savior's Ending. So, we're playing this in very hard difficulty. By the way, I'm not commentating too much on the tutorial because these are usual things that we mention. Marie gathers a basket, and we need to buy the mortar because later on we will use an item called craft later. We will see later. We will use them for money making. We will just sell those items. So Marie will just gather nooses, and once again, the Atelier series focuses on item building, item synthesis, crafting. So if you have played any games like Pokemon, Tales, Final Fantasy, The Souls, their main emphasis is actually on combat and the kinds of items that they make, the kind of items that they forge are mostly made by other people and not from the main character itself. In the Atelier series, all of the items, actually almost all, if not all, are made by the main character himself or herself. So that is the main premise of the Atelier series. So I have to comment also while we are going through the tutorial segment. We are particularly playing this on very hard because, of course, as you know in JRPGs, if you select the hardest difficulty, the boss fights are much harder because they have tons of HP, they have tons of stats, attack, defense, whatsoever. So that is why we play it on the very hard. And it's an interesting category that I came up to run with. So here we recruit two members, namely Mew and Kugel. Mew is particularly useful here in this category. In the normal ending, we did Halesh, the knighty soldier, because both Kugel, the bearded man in our party, and Halesh are physical attackers. That is in the normal ending. In A Savior's Ending, because we will have to go through the boss eventually, we will have to fight a mob of monsters leading to the boss. So we need Mew because she has the physical AoE. She has the physical AoE attack. And Marie, with her appropriate weapon later, the Cosmic Staff, she will have her magic attack eventually, magic AoE. So in a way, Marie and Mew perfectly complement each other. So that is the main reason why Mew is one of our party members. Kugel is particularly useful because he is a physical attacker. He has good attack stat. He is really useful in the grinding session, actually. He is really useful in the grinding session. Good, no encounter, sure. I'll take it. Just make sure I get only one. Good. So we particularly go to this forest because there are two things we need to do here. Number one, we need to defeat 3 encounters, 3 snakes, 3 snake healers, because we need Marie to go as much as possible to level 8 faster. Again, as I've mentioned in the normal ending, uh, we need Marie to be at level 8 and at the same time 150 reputation so that we can trigger Ingrid's cutscene so that Marie has access to the library materials. And this shows also why particularly we pick Kugel and Mew, because Kugel has high attack, Mew with her signature style, the Southern Uni, eventually at level 25, she will learn it. She will learn that attack is an AoE. So we gather Fairy Wings because Fairy Wings are rare items in this forest. And as usual in JRPGs, the rarer the item, the higher the value, the higher the reputation, the higher the cash that you will receive when you turn over at the tavern. So yeah, we turn over Fairy Wings. The safe number for Fairy Wings, as I came to know while running this category, is actually it's 10, to be honest. It's not 8 with, compared to what I previously mentioned. It's better to play safe actually, especially with the tavern quests. And yes, I kid you not, the tavern quests can really kill your run. They can really end your run actually. It's just a matter of tough luck that you get to have good tavern quests, which is crucial in this, in any categories actually, in any categories of Atelier Marie. We also gather nooses on the way. Again, we need to synthesize crafts. We need to create crafts. So, as we have seen, we turn over our Fairy Wings to in the tavern. And getting 10 is particularly safe because if we had combinations like 3, 3, 2, 2, something like that, yeah, 10 is good. And as you have seen, it gives you ton of money, ton of reputation points. So what we do here particularly is we just try to spend weeks either refreshing the tavern quests or synthesizing things. Particularly, we will synthesize crafts because these are what we will use when selling things. This will be our source of funds later. So, just like that, let me go back to that part again. So, this is one example of a bad tavern pattern because it is very possible that there are no items that you can turn over at this point early. So this is one example of bad tavern quests because you cannot see your items of choice. So we just need to refresh our tavern quest by sleeping for about 2 weeks. And then we got another batch of Fairy Wings, but it's just one. It's so unfortunate. And I go particularly to the academy because I saw that crafts can be sold. And we sell all of the crafts that we synthesize. So that's why we have, look at that, 7,000, I hope you were able to see that. 9,793. That one, 9,793. We need so much money because we will eventually purchase almost all of the equipments and almost all of the references because they will be crucial in our fights later actually. It's the fights that we are particularly concerned. So yeah, so March 8th is the book sale, is the Academy sale. So we buy tons of things here. We buy salt, we buy magic herbs, we buy some bamboos for particular synthesis, and then we just purchase almost all of the references. There. Almost all of the references.
Wow! Gold split!
I am particularly surprised that this segment got a gold split because I would reckon that I got particularly lucky with the encounters or even with the tavern quests to some extent. So the next segment is reputation stuff. So we will do some gathering, and our main objective here is to get the reputation stuff, the Staff of Legend, because that will give us 200 reputation from the get-go, right away actually. So we will gather some stuff. So we go to the falls because they particularly have large volume of mysticas as compared when we gather to the Hebel Lake. That is why we did not visit the Hebel Lake, because we do not particularly need the waters. So Mystica, good Mystica numbers should be 5, 6, 7. I should be seeing 6, 5, or 7. So that is why I was able to get out of the venue right away. So next, so almost 2 weeks, we see the tavern again, bad tavern quest, so we just proceed to the mountains. I am particularly saddened at this particular segment because I have been hitting optionals. These are optionals actually.
Oh,
but
yes,
when we get the 5 glass and ores, I was happy with it because that reduces gathering of glass and ores to 26. From 26, it became 21 actually. It became 21. So we just need to get 26 and then we're good. Yes, that is the safe number because the Staff of Legend, the reputation staff costs like 15,000 coins. And you cannot sell every glass and ore to make 15,000 because they're not enough. Every glass and ore that you sell is, I think, 480. But that is not enough. 26 times 480, that's not enough. That's not enough to make it to 15,000. It barely made it actually. So that is also the reason why we sell all of the crafts in the first place, because that will serve as our extra money, extra pocket monies.
3 points.
3 points. Yeah, I got particularly lucky with the glass and ores because the glass and ores can be gathered either into 2s or 3s. So it's just like your basketball points, 2 points or 3 points. So if you keep on getting 3 points, that's particularly good. That's particularly good.
22.
So we just need to keep track of how many glass and ores we have.
Oops.
I almost hit the gargoyle there. If you hit a gargoyle in this difficulty, it's just a matter of time when your run will be dead. When your run will die, because the gargoyles really hit hard on this difficulty. I kid you not. The gargoyles are like 26, and the part is like what? Less than 10. Well, Kugel is level 14, but Marie and Mew would not take a hit.
Tower rumor, okay?
So yeah. We stop here. Look at the time. 13:10. My mind state at that time is because I got so much time saved. Getting 5 glass and ores is particularly lucky in itself. I do not need to go I only need to gather 21. So my mind state in that particular time is I have to continue this run. I have to be good in this run because otherwise I am missing another good run.
Don't forget that rumor.
Yes, I mentioned there, don't forget that rumor because I lost some good runs because I simply forgot that rumor. I simply forget that rumor. Because that rumor may not be consistent, especially if you want to go to the tower badly. So the best way to remember is you go to the tower, as we will see later. Yeah, the rumor will come from the tavern. Yes, the rumor will come from the tavern. So we spent some time again synthesizing things, setting up for our items that will be needed in the boss fight. So we synthesize fire sands, red neutralizers. We only need 4 red neutralizers, but just for the sake of safety, I guess. So we have some good quests. We got Venus shrooms. That is why we gather also many Venus shrooms because among the common items, Venus shroom has good value and good reputation points. The Venus shrooms. We go back to the tavern. We got golden rock. We got Ligan stones. That's fine. As long as we get good tavern quests.
I might get hard choke on the tavern quest.
Okay, we got fairy wings. We got rain stones. That's fine. Yeah, as I have mentioned in the video, it's highly possible that the tavern quest will kill your run because they're not giving good tavern quests. They just give whatever items that they have that you don't have actually. Yes, I particularly save. Did I save? Let's go back. Yes, I particularly save on this part because once again, spinach S. I am synthesizing 2 spinach S, and then it has a success rate of 86%. That is the reason why I particularly save here. I do not want to YOLO as much as possible at this point because time and time, my runs died to failed synthesis. Especially if I do YOLO. YOLO strats. So there's Ingrid. I did not expect that Flare would appear there. Because you cannot get rumors from Flare. But from Dio, oh no. Please do not insert JoJo memes. You can get rumors from Dio about the glass and ores. And that is always guaranteed whenever you reach year 2 that you can get the rumor that the weapon shop owner can buy your glass and ores.
It's a green split, but that's fine.
So here's the thing. We got 1 minute time save on reputation staff segment, the staff of legend. So what this particularly means is this run is going good. This run has good potential actually. So we talked to the weapon shop owner once again to trigger the quest of getting a hair serum. This particular quest is very, 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 very important because that will give Marie her ultimate weapon. Ultimate weapon means she can use her special moves. All of her staffs have no special moves. You cannot use special moves on it. So that is why we need bamboo. We need the hair serum. And also, as I have mentioned earlier about Marie's AoE, that is the particular weapon that can only do it. The Cosmic Staff. So yeah.
Okay.
And yes,
I almost forgot that.
let's go back to that one. Let's go back to that one. I particularly remembered again the rumor for the Erford Tower. Because time and time again, my runs died simply by forgetting the rumor, that particular rumor. So, yeah, apparently there's a strange tower just east of the city. That is the Erford Tower that he's talking about.
Okay.
That is where the
almost
boss,
forgot that.
the magician Farron, is
Okay.
located. That is what we need to defeat. Yes, that is what we need to defeat. So, okay. What's my mind that time? I forgot to rest. Number one. I forgot to rest. That is why my hair serum rate is like 68%. I failed the synthesis. This is failed synthesis 1.
What level am I by?
I had slight fatigue. Well, that is the reason why 68%, right?
Level 8.
Now, another bad part in this is not only I failed the synthesis, this is also the time I triggered box regardless of what I do. So we will see it again. Okay. I failed the synthesis. So I have to load. I have to load. This time, I did rest. Hair serum, 70% after resting. Okay, 70% after resting. I failed again. I failed again.
What?
Again, regardless of what I do, POX will trigger after the synthesis. So what was my mind on that time? Should I reset or should I still continue the run? Take note of the time here. I have a minute time save in reputation staff. A failed synthesis could cost you 20 to 30 seconds. In this case, I am already at the brink of resetting the run. Simply because I failed synthesis twice. And to add salt on the wound, I triggered POX. So that's about like what? 3 to 5 seconds of menuing. So that is potentially a minute time loss on my part just because of a failed synthesis. So this is almost equivalent to dying to a boss to a normal enemy, because in my previous runs that got good times, I died during the grind. I died even twice. So this would equalize in a way or another about a failed let's say failed quest. Yeah, a failed quest.
Oh. My PB is about to die because of hair serum.
I had no choice here, but I had to continue for the third time. If it failed for the third time, this is my signal to reset. This is my signal to reset, my main signal. So, good thing, it was successful, but look at the time loss. Look at the time loss from the time I synthesize it So that's from 1705 to what?
My PB is I
It was a minute time loss. That was a minute time loss. I was extremely devastated upon knowing this
two
is
failed synthesis.
this is my two failed synthesis. It cost me a whole minute.
Just make sure that I still get sub 21.
Yes, exactly. My state of mind that time is, in order to get a good run, I need, actually, I'm trying to push it to lower time actually. My PB is sitting at 104.44. I'm trying to clock it at 103 or even 102 at some extent, especially if I'm lucky in the grinding session. So my mind, that is the state of my mind that time. I just need to get sub 21 and then I'm good.
Shia, please good items only. Okay? Twigs. I don't care about the twigs.
So yeah,
two
Shia
failed
randomly enters
synthesis.
your room, request for some items, but luckily we got the item that she needed, the twigs.
Two failed synthesis. Unbelievable.
Yeah, my mind that time was, I feel, I should finish my run, whatever my time. I will
Don't
not
kill
expect
my
anything
run,
from this
Packer,
run
please.
anymore
Just
because
this
I
once.
had two
I
failed
want my good
synthesis.
run.
I would
Fairy
feel more
wings,
devastated
good.
here because, look,
Fairy
my
wings,
previous
good.
run, my previous PB, it got through the synthesis of spinach and hair serum, but it died
Summit
to
gemstones,
two.
fine with it.
It died twice. One on the grinding session for the gargoyles, and the other is on the tower. So my state of mind that time is, oh no, this is a much more. This is much worse, actually. Much worse in the way that I forgot to rest. And then, actually, even if I forgot to rest, 68% is still decent. Just like the super bomb that I did in the normal category, but it's still kind of saddening, actually. Kind of saddening. Okay, let's go back there. Let's go back there. There is something interesting here. I turned over the fire sand. Look at the reputation. 399. I am one reputation away to 400. 400 reputation here is important because this will trigger the principal cutscene. This will trigger the principal cutscene. So I had no choice at that time that I had to buy my party members instead ahead some items. Yeah, I had no choice. I just had to progress.
Okay,
So look at this.
Take it. Two failed synthesis. 38.
I still got sub 21 for gang up. I normally time gang up if all of my party members had their maximal weapons, their best weapons available. I normally would time it.
Seconds.
So I particularly set the date to April 27 because that is the time when the snakes will appear, but unfortunately due to some I think it's on my bad execution that I was not able to do. I clicked on April 26, but it's fine. Nothing too major. Nothing too major. Okay. So this is the segment where we fight snake healers.
Two, please.
As much as possible, we want two encounters, rather encounter of two snakes, because that will give us way more experience. And we are more particularly interested on the snakes with brown tail because they're higher leveled actually. They're higher leveled and that means more experience. So yeah, there's a big problem in in the next segments. I have not triggered the principal. I have not triggered the principal. This run, just by turning over some good tavern quests, I did not need to sell my reputation stuff. That was the good thing. I would normally sell it once I got my recipe for time slate, as we will see later. But my mind state that time is, oh no,
I might lose some
this is
time
going to be
because
chaotic because I haven't triggered the
I am
principal.
one reputation away.
I haven't.
from 400
Yes, one reputation away. That's how unlucky I got in this run. That's how unlucky I got.
In short, the tavern killed my run.
Exactly. The tavern killed my run. Potentially, actually.
If the run will die eventually.
I kept mentioning that the run will die eventually because that is my mind state at that time. I am one reputation away. I haven't triggered the principal. It's just a matter of time that I will not get the run. I have mixed feelings on my mind that time. How would I continue this run? Because I'm very close to panicking because I already have a good run in front of me. I had sub 21 in party setup. All it takes now is a good grind, a good gargoyle split, and a good boss fight split. So we keep fighting more snakes. We keep fighting more snakes. Yeah, how is it chaotic if in the later parts if we haven't triggered the principal? Because we still need to undergo more recipes so that we can trigger the time slate. Let me take a breather for a while here because it had this run was quite an emotional roller coaster because of what happened in this run particularly. And I would like to comment here that I think I have been grinding for more than a week just to get a good split in the grinding part, a good split on the setup part. Now I'm beginning to think also that the time to beat now for setting up the party is
One health.
potentially a sub, a low 20 actually, a low 20. $20-30 is fine. But still, it all depends really on the tavern quest, on how lucky your tavern quests are. Because you need to trigger the principal eventually.
2 health. What is wrong with these enemies? What's
And
wrong
take
with these
note, take note,
enemies?
take note. Uh, with the synthesis failure, this would have been sub 20. Without the synthesis failure, this would have been sub 20. So I'm expecting now that a good run should be sub 20 now for the party setup. For the party setup at the very least. Sub 20 or low 20.
Okay, three more.
Going
At
back
least. Three more.
to going back to what I did here.
Snake killer.
I do not particularly fight
Not many
the
snake
green-tailed
killers.
snakes because, of course, they give less experience, especially if
Give
I
me
encounter
snake
only one.
killers. There.
So, the more snake killers that we have, the better. To my mind, at this point, I am still devastated at what happened to my run that I had two failed
Give me
synthesis.
better encounters, please.
So most, of course, needless to say, this is not my cleanest run. Because I had two failed synthesis. This is not my cleanest
Give
run.
me two encounters. Thank you. I'm losing time? Why? Is it because... Oh no. I'm about to lose time as well.
Yes, I lost a couple of seconds there. I would suspect it's because I did not get so much encounters of two. And then at this point also, I'm still devastated at what happened to this run. Because I still don't have because I still
Okay.
did not trigger the principal. But I had no choice.
No
I have to
thanks to
continue
the
the run.
tavern quest. No thanks to the two failed synthesis on hair serum. No thanks, no thanks, everything, no thanks.
Yeah, I have been,
No thanks,
yeah, I
everything, no
kept mentioning
thanks.
this. I felt devastated at this point, but I had no choice but to continue the run because this is a potential PB. This has a potential PB at this point. I have no choice but to continue. Yeah, we're now going over the longest segment, I guess. I would say this is the longest segment of the run because you will fight gargoyles all the way to level 25 because they give chunky experience. They're high leveled. Just look at that. Marie gains 54. 54 just fighting one gargoyle. So when you compare the two snakes, that's just like what? Below 20, I guess? Below 20. So that is why we keep fighting gargoyles in this area. They give chunky experience. So we grind them all the way to level 25. And here's the thing. We're fighting on very hard difficulty. So the encounters for each gargoyle are not consistent here. We could encounter 1, 2, 3, or 4 gargoyles. We will not fight 3 or 4 because, of course, we're in the very hard difficulty. We don't have AoE attacks. We don't have anything. So, what we can do is just settle on either 1 or 2 gargoyles. I had no choice also before going to the gargoyle grind. I had no choice
You know this run
at
will
this
die
point
eventually.
because
Just look
I
at what I
haven't
keep on
triggered
getting
the I
encounters
haven't
before.
got a good tavern quest again and again. And then I have to face a gargoyle grind. That's how tough this run was. Wait, how many seconds did I lose? Did I lose for adjusting? I lost, I think, about 5 to 6 seconds adjusting Kugel's formation just to deal some more damage. So yeah, we run from 4 gargoyles. We run from 4 gargoyles. So 1 gargoyle, that's good. But in the long run, we will not be needing 1 gargoyle. We will still fight 1 gargoyle, but it would sound slower. It would be slower. So we got another 4 gargoyles, which is just unlucky. So yeah, this is one of the main run killers in this segment, which is if we keep on encountering 3 or 4 gargoyles, that would eventually end our run because every encounter is like, let's count. So 1, 2, 3, 4,
I'm not getting the
5.
good encounters.
So it's about 6 seconds. Actually 8 because Marie needs to gather after the fight. So that's around 8 to 10 seconds wasted for each
I
encounter.
keep on getting 3.
So a bad encounter is essentially 10 seconds wasted each bad encounter. So that is why in this segment, if I do not get good encounters, this run will particularly end. Let me take a breather for a while. So as you have seen here, this is one of the reasons why gargoyles are particularly difficult to fight because it's very enough to knock out Marie on the spot. Especially Marie has like thin paper defense. So we go back to the atelier. I had no choice at that point to give Canonerak and then to re-equip the Staff of Legend to get my reputation to 200, and then we trigger the principal. So there would be time loss in this segment actually because I had to do the principal quest here. I had to do the principal quest here. Normally, I should not do the principal quest here. Actually, it should be in the gang up segment. In the party setup.
Ah, I thought we're already there.
Here's the thing. Normally, in my previous runs, I would not be reading the recipe of bottled bliss. But because I triggered, well, because I got Kugel to level 20, it triggered that quest. And that lost me a couple of seconds right there. So how many seconds is that again?
What?
So, Sun Pendant, that's another thing. So, how many seconds was that again? So, that is potentially 20 seconds wasted. Because you don't normally read the recipe for Sun Pendant, the recipe for Bottle Bliss. You don't normally read it. So, that's 20 seconds wasted. That is another big time waste. So that's 1 minute plus 20 seconds.
If I lose time.
So we're back to the usual segment now. We have no other problems except for Pox, of course, for Pox. But Pox is not that too long. It's just about 5 seconds to purchase his goods. Just 5 seconds. Not too significant. But the significant ones, the Bottle Bliss, the Sun Pendant, it wasted me potentially 20 seconds. That's how much devastating my PB run is. Especially on the time saves that I got. So we're back to our usual grind.
Okay, I'll risk 3.
So yeah, I mentioned there I will risk 3 because the party members are potentially stable at this point. So we could take hits from 2 gargoyles and they're relatively high level, but still, it's still not safe. But I have to because that's 3 gargoyles that will give you tons of experience.
Crit. Wow.
So that is how risky fighting 3 gargoyles. Mew just died right there.
Wow. Okay. I'm thinking of risking this.
Let me save myself for a breather for a while. So yeah, as I have mentioned, we're back to the normal segment. Excluding Pox, well, Pox is just 5 seconds of purchasing from his 5 seconds purchasing his goods. So we're pretty much on track now. But still, my feeling that time was, I'm so devastated again and again.
Nope,
The
I'm not
game
risking anymore.
just says no to me.
We had enough.
Especially on the potential time saves that I could potentially get.
I said I had enough of 3 gargoyle encounters.
Let me save my breather for a while. So one gargoyle. For gargoyles, we do not want that. Probably you could read some donations while we're doing the grind. Probably at least 5, I guess. At least 5.
Huh? Living with 2 health. I doubt we will save time here.
Okay, this is my this is my dominant feeling throughout the run. I always feel that I will lose really a good amount of time in this segment because as you have seen, I have been encountering 3s or 4s to the point that I would rate my gargoyle grind as below average. It's not too bad because I've encountered some decent ones, but it's really below average. It's not my ideal grind actually. It's not my ideal grind.
Lost time.
At this point, I am surprised that I still save time. I still save 10 seconds. But this is not the best grind, or rather, the best run overall. Because coming from the reputation stuff segment, which messed up 2 synthesis, I had 2 failed synthesis, it messed up my 400 principal 400 reputation principal plan. Everything is messed up at this segment, but because after that, before going to the second part of the grind, we were able to get back on track, that it saved 10 seconds, but this is not still the best grind or the ideal grind that I wanted. So we now go to the tower session. So normally,
PB, I tell you.
the time that Mew gets to level 25, so that means her AoEs are now good. Her AoEs are good.
I tell you now, this is not a good PB. I still haven't got Pox. That's also another problem.
Yeah, I haven't triggered Pox at this point. So, but it's not the biggest waste of time. Although, yeah, it would could lose a couple of seconds, but that's one thing.
I doubt I will save time here. I highly doubt. I had
Still,
a good early game.
I
It was all killed
I think
by
this is my millionth time
a bad tower
mentioning that
quest.
I will lose time
Bad tower
because
quest. Two failed synthesis.
my overall impression of this run is it's really not the greatest. It's not the cleanest run.
I'm not
It's
expecting
just,
anymore.
I would say it's just average. I would say it's just average considering when compared to my previous PB. Although I erased the tower sessions split and I revamped it because I did not split the tower sessions correctly. That is why there's no comparison there. But it's still good. It's still good.
Ah,
So yeah, we're now in the tower. We face mobs of 6 enemies, 6 puny, 6 elves. So this is the reason why we need Mew because she has the physical AoE. So yeah, this will be another tower grind. Probably you could read some couple of donations while I take my breather here. Yeah, more donations, please.
30, 31, 32. I might still need 2 more visits.
Yeah. Okay. So going back to the video. So in this segment, we want Marie to get to level 32.5. So that means in the XP bar, Marie should be at least almost half of the XP bar going to level 33. So that is why I mentioned I need 2 more visits so that Marie could
Then we'll go to
level
the
up faster
synthesis.
to level 32.5. Probably you could sneak in more donations as well because we are still grinding all the way to level 32.5. Yeah. Host, please mention more donations. Okay. We're fighting the Mantai here. 6 Mantai. This is a potential run killer as well
Okay, that's fine.
because if all of the 6 Mantai move first and Marie dies during that 6 turns,
1 more visit.
it's just a matter of time that the run will die. Actually. And good thing Marie did not die on that segment, so it's good. And potentially this has a no death. This is a no death run, actually. No death run. Except for some failed synthesis, of course. But yeah, it's really devastating looking at how much potential time save that uh, you could obtain.
Okay. We can after the elves, we can
So look at that. Look at that bar. Once again, let's look at that bar. So this is Marie's level 32.5. That is why I specially
that's
mentioned
technically
32.5.
32.
The reason why this is particular because after this segment, we will do the synthesis required for the boss fight, and Marie gains experience from synthesizing. Just look at that. So after synthesis, she gains experience, she levels up. So that is the main reason why we we level up Marie to 32.5. We consider her passives. In a way, this is what you call in JRPGs or even RPGs. Yeah, RPGs in general.
Please, Fox.
Edging experience. Edging experience.
Fox!
How many seconds was that? Okay. 8-6.
Please, Fox. Please, Fox. Fox!
That's potentially 10 seconds. 10 seconds as well because I was not able to trigger Pox that early. So yeah, I wasted also 10 seconds there. Not Well, my mind state that time is that it doesn't matter anymore because this is not my cleanest run. I'm still in the quest of doing the cleanest run in this
Yeah, yeah,
category.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
moment I get it, I'm finally happy whatever time I get here. Of course, it should be a PB, needless to say. So, there, Marie levels to level 33 after synthesizing a good number of bombs. And we also alternate. So, after synthesizing some large quantity bulk of items, Marie will rest because she needs her MP. She needs also to, of course, fatigue reduces chance of synthesis success rate. That is also another factor. So that is why we alternate Marie resting and synthesizing bulk quantities of items. So we now synthesize the Mega Bomb, and that's tons of MP right there, and fatigue, of course. Fatigue. The Mega Bomb is our most important weapon here because, of course, Mega Bombs deal tons of damage. It's tons of damage right there.
Shia, wala akong pake! Wala akong pake!
Yeah, suddenly Shia wants to invite Marie to the market, but we don't have time for that. We need to save the world, right? We need to save the world. So yeah, we synthesize the comet, the mystical leaves, and then we will rest again because we will synthesize this time the time slate. I don't know why I chose 2 instead of 3, but either way. So yeah, we have time slate. We need 3. We need 3. We need to be particular of that. We need 3 time
Okay,
slates
I just have to
because
play this well.
you just have seen
Okay.
earlier. Uh, actually, I haven't mentioned this. You need to get past 4 mobs before getting to
Okay,
the
that's
boss
fine.
fight. And one of the mobs is the Mantai. 6 Mantai. We will use time slate for the Mantai. And then the gargoyles will be after the Mantai. So
Okay.
6 gargoyles. And then
I,
finally the boss.
okay, I did it well. I did it well.
So this is the mini game. You have to collect the slates. The good slates actually.
Okay.
Labeled on the
I,
top right.
okay,
So I want to see that time again. I have to repeat it. So
okay.
so it's about 20 seconds. 20 seconds is
I,
could be a good time,
okay, I did it well. I
but
did it well.
in one of my previous runs, I was able to do it in at most 15 seconds. So 15 seconds is the ideal one.
Okay, time to change equipment.
So we now
Marie,
equip our
get
party
your Mega
members.
Bomb, get your time slate. Google, get your time slate. You get you. Where's your spinach? Then your time slate. Okay.
So my feeling at this point now is, oh no, it's just, it's the final segment. I need to get a clean boss fight,
There goes nothing.
clean
There
final
goes
segment. I have no problems, except well, it was not clean.
Ah,
I had problem with Pox. For some reason, I did heroic resolve, but it's not
okay.
necessary at all. I don't know if it is just because of panic or I just saw the turn order that the Punies will attack somebody else. It's just miscalculation of damage on my part.
gargoyles.
So this is where we use the time
Okay,
slate.
this is where we use time slate.
Predicted. Yes, because the Mantai really deals tons of damage, especially to Marie. So that is why normally I would serve it as a backup, but because I've seen the turn order that the Mantai will move eventually first before Marie, it's essentially not good that you reserve time slate for later. So yeah, here are the gargoyles. So we use time slate here again. And we just try to shoot it with Thunderbolt. And then this is also the opportunity to heal. That is why we need Mew to be level 35 as well. Well, Mew goes to level 35 first than Marie. But yeah, this is the optimal time to do healing. For some reason, I clicked Kugel on special attack on the gargoyles on the same line. So, I do not know. I think it's panic as well. I think I wasted a couple of seconds there. See?
Let's go! Oh, here goes nothing.
So, we now proceed to the boss fight. The boss fight has about 3,000 health. The boss fight has about 3,000 health.
Okay, you.
The worst case scenario here is if
Oh!
if the boss attacks Marie and Marie dies. Actually, if one of the party members die in this fight, that is essentially the worst case scenario. Because if Kugel dies, we do not have chip damage. If Mew dies, we do not have mystical leaves. Because I only equip Mew for mystical leaves.
Tibay ni Mew.
Yes. I suddenly spurt out ang tibay ni Mew because look at the boss. Look at what the boss did. Just look at what the boss did. Okay? Just look at what the boss did. He hit a physical attack on Mew.
Okay.
That's a lot, 173. And then he did a black flame blast on Mew as well. 204 damage. And she survived with 2 health.
Oh!
Which is, I'm really surprised because normally you wouldn't survive a boss attack like that. And Mew tanked like a boss.
This is good.
So essentially, we just use time slate.
Tibay ni Mew, man.
And then, one of the main roles of Mew is
Ang tibay ni Mew.
to provide aid for Marie by giving her the mystical leaves. Because eventually, Marie will run out of MPs as she uses item buffed mega bombs, which cost about 35 MP. And it will not be enough for the whole fight. So that is why we need Mew to give mystical leaves to Marie. Oh yeah, by the way, the spinach are just for backup if in case the healing spell of Mew was not enough to restore the HP of the whole party.
103 is possible.
Yeah, I lost hope for sub 103 this time because there were a lot of errors made. Pox, and then I chose the wrong target for the gargoyles. That's a couple of seconds as well. Yeah.
Sub 103, not possible.
So, all in all, it would be 2 minutes loss actually. 2-minute loss.
Oh, I haven't kept track. What is the boss next move? Okay. Okay, okay.
So yeah, we just keep
This is good.
spamming mega bombs because the boss has like 3,000 health, and look at the damage, about 260 plus. That's really good actually. And then
Okay.
the disrespectful mega bomb throw, and then we defeat the boss. This is a savior ending. Well, at this point, of course, as you have seen, this is not sub 103, but I got out of 104 timer because I have been grinding for weeks just to get out of 104. But it's still a tough grind because you still need good tough luck. You still need very good luck
Good
on
time.
getting through reputation
This would
stuff.
have been sub 103 if I did not fail the synthesis.
Yes,
If I did not
exactly.
fail the synthesis.
This is what
To be
I
honest,
felt throughout the run. If I successfully synthesized the hair serum,
no deaths, but two failed synthesis.
yes,
No deaths, but two failed synthesis.
I did not have any deaths in this run, but I had two failed synthesis. And then
But I'm happy that I got past 104
some
barrier.
some minor errors as well that cost a lot of time, such as the sun pendant, the bottle bliss, pox not pox that did not respond to even numbers. Yeah, pox has 40% of appearing on even months from day 6 to 9.
I had a good early game, and then it
Yes.
fell to Bad Tavern Quest. I had horrible. I had two failed synthesis. Average gargoyle grind, because if my gargoyle grind was like a 42 and I got everything right, this would have been sub 102.
Exactly.
But this is a tough battle with luck actually. Tough battle with luck.
Exactly. So yeah. So I think I have
I'm done
nothing
for
more
the
to
day,
say.
actually. I'm done for the day. We were able to.
Actually, I am done for this video. So I hope you enjoyed my commentary on this run, A Savior's Ending, very hard of Atelier, The Alchemist of Salburg remake. This is also for submission for the AGDQ 2024. I hope you enjoyed it. And I will see you guys next time. This is John signing off. Please take care of yourselves.